Okay, so you finally retire and you're looking forward to all the retirement travel, all the freedom you have, no alarm clock, you don't have to shave every day. I mean, these are the things that we plan our life for and we're looking forward to if you're 1 to 2 years out. Now, if you think about it, this honeymoon period, this fun time, is a short period of time, and I'm going to tell you why. This is a common thread that I hear over and over again, that the excitement wears off. Now, people imagine that their retirement is going to be like an endless vacation. And the reality is, for a lot of retirees, that excitement actually wears off because the routine, a couple months down the road, or even a couple years in down the road, it feels like it goes from pure bliss and then it goes to boredom. Now, what do I do, right? So this is the video for you if you're 1 to 2 years out. Not for retired, because you already have maybe not experienced this or experienced it, but this is for you, so you know what to look for and what to stay away from and to avoid those pitfalls. So if that makes any sense to you, give me a thumbs up. Now, that pure bliss to restlessness and disenchantment is why it's so important to plan ahead. And I'm not talking about your travel plans. I'm not talking about where you're going to move or where you're going to stay in your house, all that stuff. This is about what you don't know yet. This is about what I hear over and over again. Been helping people for 20 years now to plan on where they're going to move in their retirement years, what they're going to do. And this is the thread that I hear that a lot of people talk about, but it's the quiet conversation that nobody really talks about. So that's why I'm sharing this with you, so you know what to expect, or at least what to look out for. Okay, there's this honeymoon or the go-go years, right? So that's the phase where you suddenly have all this free time, the trips that you've dreamed of, the places that you want to go, the stuff that you want to do, the work that you don't have to go to, right? It's all that stuff that you don't have to do. It feels like paradise for a little bit, but then people tell me that it lasts like 6 months, 2 years in, you start figuring out, oh, now what am I going to do? The routine's not there. And sometimes it lasts longer for some people, and sometimes it's earlier. But what may feel like an extended vacation at first, it feels like fun at first, but early on, it's the highest level of energy that you're going to have. It's the highest level of health that you're going to have. Does this make sense, right? And it's the highest level of finances that you're going to have. Think about it. You're starting to spend your savings, and this is a new novelty, so you've got some freedom there if you're going to go buy that new car, the convertible, whatever, and go cruise and have fun. But here's why the honeymoon really does end earlier than most people think, and a lot of people expected it just to keep on going. There is a loss of structure. There's a loss of your purpose. There's a loss of, okay, now I've done that. I went and traveled here, I did that, and now what do? I don't have a plan. And so your daily routine, your work identity, your coworkers, they're all gone. Maybe you still have your friends that you hang out with. Maybe you move to a great place and you're meeting new friends. But your days literally all start to blend together. You start looking at the clock and seeing what time it is, or you start looking at your calendar and seeing what day is this, because you don't have to worry about those things. Then the novelty wears off. Your travel, you've been everywhere, you golfed. How many rounds of golf can you play a day? I mean, you've been to every restaurant there is. You've finished all the projects that you wanted to finish. And the relaxation becomes a routine, and you're relaxed all the time. So here's the question does any of this sound like it's familiar to you? Okay. What feels like it was a thing to do just as another day? So then you get this emotional stage, right? It starts kicking in. Honeymoon, some people get disenchanted, right, with retirement. They look for retirement and they're looking for other opportunities to volunteer their time or do something. I'm going to tell you something that happens. Some people get isolated, and it's almost like the reverse hibernation. Then they get in front of the TV and they're watching Jeopardy all the time. You don't want to do that. I mean, I understand some people get health issues, their spouse maybe they're taking care of a loved one. Things happen. But I just want you to know that this isolation, this restlessness, the depression, it's real and it can happen. Now, studies show, this is why I'm talking about this, that retirement can increase your depression risks. And this is especially if you don't have your purpose. And again, this is why that window of your fun years is great, but then what do? Here's the statistics. This is a fact. Around 28 to 40% of retirees report boredom, or they're lonely, and returning to work part-time maybe, or just looking for something else to do to make their life a little bit more fun. There's this U-shaped happiness curve, right? Retirement's up here, I'm having a great time, and then I'm down here, and then I got to find something else to do before I can go up to the next level. Now, at first, in that dip, don't think that you're going to stay there, because you can rise again. It's just a matter of your adjustment and your planning. But something changes at 62. It's the moment that your financial reality actually hits. It's everything that you worked for in your life. You've saved, you've invested, maybe you paid your house off. You finally have gotten to this point in your life where you can do things and you're in control of your life, unless there's an outside something that's happening to you. Now, many people, they do claim their Social Security at the age of 62. Now, there's a thing that I want to tell you about this. I'm going to get into that in a little bit. But the reality is at 62, that's your early age, and locking in on permanent but reduced benefits, it's 30% less than if you waited to full retirement age. And some people collect that money and they're having fun with it. This early time, if they didn't wait, turns into a regret sometimes, because inflation and everything else catches up, and it can strain budgets a lot faster than people actually even plan for. This is the common thread that I hear. Because you're going to go through some times of fun, you probably burn some money real quick, and then you figure out, oh man, I gotta balance my life here a little bit better. So the reason for this is you don't have that paycheck coming in, you just have that steady retirement income coming in, even if you have a pension. Then the early 62, that's the insurance gap. Okay, so no Medicare, not yet, 65, right? Private insurance or COBRA from your job, it can eat into your savings pretty quickly if you didn't plan. Especially if you're burning money on both ends and you're having fun. But it can be a surprising budget shock, in your early 60s, because again, you're eating up your savings. And then people look at their savings and like, oh my gosh, I saved all these years, it was going up, but now it's going down. Then there's the other thing that I'm going to get into in a minute, which is, oh my gosh, at the end of my life, I had so much more money and I should have spent it. I'm going to talk about that in a minute. The spending patterns, the hobbies, the travel, the catch up on all the fun that you missed out on while you had to work, right? It's going to deplete your nest egg, and that's the the honeymoon. But I'm going to tell you something. The math changes dramatically depending on what year you're going to retire. And because one thing happens is we can always look at our bank account, we can see how much money we have in our bank account. I'm going to tell you one thing that you can't do. You can never look and see how much time we have left. Does this make sense? Okay. So the lifestyle creep, the adjustments, you get more free time, more spending, you can eat out more, you find yourself dining and going out for entertainment and shows and things all the time. What felt like it was sustainable in year one, by the time you get to year 2 or 3 or down the road, it's like, oh my gosh, I gotta tighten my belt a little bit. So that's that honeymoon period. So there's a common challenge will accelerate at the end of your honeymoon, and it's the identity loss. I talked a little bit about this, but without new connections, the isolation part, it grows, and many miss out on that sense of contribution to society or what they were doing, or it's the same old routine. Now, the other big deal here is your health and your energy. If you're healthy right now and you have energy right now, I'm going to tell you, it doesn't continue. This is the common thread that many people think they're going to keep going and going and going. They don't think about future because it's fun right now. But your physical and your cognitive, are you remember where you put your keys? Do you remember things? Are you losing? Oh my gosh, I can't fill in that last word. Your highest level is the earliest that you retire. It naturally is going to diminish. It just happens, guys. But the financial mistakes, this is the part where it compounds over time. Not adjusting your spending, investing too aggressively or too conservatively, ignoring inflation, huge problem there, or the big lifestyle changes. I met a husband and wife who had moved. We helped them move into a new house, and they went out and did everything. They traveled, they bought a new car. Actually, they bought two new cars, two super expensive cars. Shouldn't have been in those cars. They called me up a couple of years after they moved in. They said, Jerry, we need help because we're underwater. She's got credit card debt. I've got these car debts. I'm like, oh my gosh, you guys retired and you saved all your money all your life. And now? So again, adjustments, just keep yourself in balance. But then there's that relationship strain. Now, if you think about this, if you're spending all day with your partner or your spouse and you're creating new issues, new dynamics, you're negotiating whose routine it is to get in the shower and when you're going and what you're doing and who's going to do this and who's going to go shopping, or are you both doing it together? Oh my gosh, you're spending too much time with me. I need my room, my space. You look, it's important with your home, wherever you are, or if you buy a new home, some people downsize, as I've said in these other videos. You've heard me say it, it's too small. I need my space, right? So remember that you may not need the steps, you may not need the extra bedrooms and all because your kids have all moved out and you're doing your own thing. This is your time, so you should be enjoying it. But you also should be enjoying it, right? So you have new issues that come in and things that you may not have thought about. But here is how you make your honeymoon last a lot longer than most people think. If you build a purpose or a structure, if you do something besides I'm checking these things off the list, if you're volunteering your time, or if you're taking classes and you're learning something, if you're learning to play piano, which you've never played before, any kind of a meaningful hobby, you feel like you're getting somewhere. Think about it. All your life, we're looking forward to something, right? We're looking to learn and to get better at something, and we're learning skills and we're trying to, but then it stops in retirement? Really? No. You need to find these things and put these things back into your life. Some people, it's religion. They get a little bit more closer, right? Or they learn and they study things. This is your time. So what you do with your time is going to make a totally different feeling or vibe on how your outcome is, how you think. If you're angry and upset at everything, that's not the way to be in retirement. Let it go, right? So find new things. And if you're doing that, you want to also think about your finances, because again, you need to plan your finances realistically, because look, 20 to 30 years, if you delayed your Social Security as long as possible, I'm going to tell you something. People at the end of their life, as I mentioned, a lot of times wish, and they had regret, that they wish they would have spent more money or more to do things, because they didn't know how long they were going to live, but they ended up that they did pretty well, and they were too conservative and did not do those things. They didn't move out of that old house to a great new place. They didn't take those trips. They didn't do the things that they should have been doing because they were trying to save and for the next generation and all that stuff, and then they have the regret that they didn't do it. They missed out. So you can either be too conservative or too not, and we don't know, right? Nobody knows about the time issue here. We talk about money. You can look at your bank account, see how much money you have in it, but you can't see how much time you have. Especially if you come up with some ailment where you physically can't get to go, you're not going to be spending the money. I'll tell you one way that a lot of people do have regret is they spend the money, but it's those final years or months where they're paying medical, where they're paying for all their treatments. And that's not what I'm talking about here, right? That's not having fun usually at the end. So that's why there's this balance that you need to balance out. So early on, if you're joining groups, if you're moving to an area where it's conducive and there's more like-minded people like you, and you're building new relationships, that's thriving. If you're in a neighborhood or you're where you were working and you don't move, and you don't feel safe in your house, you don't feel safe in your neighborhood, you don't feel safe where you are, and you're worried about things all the time, that's not the place to be. That's a time to tell you that you should be doing something about it. So some people, how do they phase into this thing is they test the waters a little bit, they travel, they go different places to try to figure out where I should live, or they travel a little bit more, maybe they snowbird in the winters, to the warmer climates to get out of the snow. Any of this making sense so far? Yeah. So it's a mindset shift here. It's not about jumping right in, because like if you turn that light switch on and off, some people are lost. They've cleaned every nut and bolt in their garage. They've cleaned the house. They've organized. Some people never downsize, and then they leave that burden on their children. That's the balance. You want to do both, right? You don't want to have somebody else to be upset with you after you've left and then they have to take care of your mess. Or you've organized everything and now you're bored, and now what do I do? Okay, so there's the balance of in between. You still have to live, but don't let your life clutter in. Don't let your life control your stuff, control you, right? You want to balance. So it's a mindset shift here. And you want to view retirement in multiple phases, as I've spoken about here on this video and some of our other videos. It's phases. There's going to be a shift. It's like gears. We're shifting gears between timetables here. And you need to prepare mentally, because there's going to be a point where you get bored, and there's going to be a point where you need to just to reorient, or you have that down U shape. Okay, your high is up here, and then you did all those things, and then you're down here. Now figure out what's going to take you up to the other side. Now that honeymoon period, here's the point of this whole video. It's not a trap. You just need to use your head. Okay, the honeymoon feels amazing. This is the common thread that many retirees tell me over and over again. Been doing this for 20 years, been helping people to move to a warmer climate. I'm in Myrtle Beach, South Carolina right now. I'm not. I'm out doing that vacation thing as well. I'm making this video for you, but you know, the honeymoon period feels amazing, but then it ends a lot sooner than expected. And this is the thread that I want to make sure that you are cognizant of, you're aware of, and you can make your shifts and changes before you get into retirement. And then your window, like the time where you are ending your life, you're not having these regrets. Does this make sense? Okay. It's the window of opportunity. So start planning for purpose. Budget. Make sure you know what your budget is. Make sure your health is going along with what you're doing, because guys, it's not going to stop. Every single week I get calls into the office with people that said, I wish I would have done it earlier because such and such happened, blah, blah, blah. We're not going to make it. Or I'm having a health challenge. I'm putting it on hold right now. Or my spouse is having a health challenge. We're hoping to get past this so we can actually make that move and get into our retirement so we can enjoy it. Don't want that to happen to you. So that's the balance act, guys. You don't want your window of opportunity in your go-go years to be short, and you don't want them to be so long that you burned up your budget. But what you do want is a meaningful retirement. And if you're already there, go ahead and drop a comment, okay? Let us know what your thoughts are. How long did your honeymoon phase actually last? Or did you get out of it, or are you still in it? And honestly, tell me what surprised you the most of that. You know, those are the things that you want to share with others here on this channel. And again, this is why I'm making these videos, trying to be helpful, giving you a purpose, and you know, a reality check with a lot of these videos here. If you're subscribed, you already know this. So let me know if any of this hits home. If it did, wherever you are and whatever you're doing, I hope you're having a fantastic day. I'm Jerry with Jerry Pincus Real Estate Experts. It's sunny, but I'm not in Myrtle Beach, South Carolina today. Take care, guys. We'll see you in the next episode.